I watched the first 2 episodes of The Promised Neverland. Here's my first impression. Right off the bat, I just want to say I'm not a huge fan of kids, in anime or in real life. I just think they're kind of annoying, usually dirty, and also very sticky for some reason. That being said, this show has piqued my interest. The first episode is a phenomenal hook. All these kids running around with like weird tattooed numbers on their neck, and then by the end we learn that, they're being raised basically as cattle for demons. It's a pretty captivating concept, and the show wastes no time getting into it. Also, before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe. 90% of my viewers are not subscribed, and that's their loss. Every single week I upload a new anime video that's better than the one from the week before. You won't want to miss out on these videos, so make sure you subscribe right now. Okay, let's talk about the characters for 1 second. They're okay. Okay, fine, I'll go a little bit more into detail. The mom reminds me a lot of Laura Tybert from Attack on Titan, so hopefully she lasts just about as long. I mean, she already has dead mom hair, basically, right? So we can kind of see where this is going. As for the kids, I think they're all pretty tolerable. Right now, I think the character I'm most intrigued by is Ray. I'm not usually a huge fan of his archetype of characters. They're like dark, cool, and edgy kind of characters. But this time it seems like an exception. It seems like he already has a pretty good grasp of what's going on, and hopefully he'll do more than just brood. Noland is also kind of interesting to me, and Emma is too, but to a much lesser extent. Hopefully she gets more development, but right now she just seems like one of those characters that's obsessed with saving everyone. Which, I get, if you're growing up with 23 or 32 or however many other people on this farm, you're gonna want to save them, no matter what. It's an understandable character trait, but I do wish there was a little bit more to her. And with 10 episodes left in the first season alone, I think we're definitely going to get that progression. I also think that the soundtrack is pretty solid. We've heard a few tracks so far, and they all fit very well within the show. They also feel like they'll be good tracks on their own, but it's hard to tell at this point. The one with the humming that I've already heard on TikTok for 5 months, it definitely has a very nice aesthetic and sound. It's very mysterious and moving without being too overbearing, which I think pairs great with this show so far. Another character I'm intrigued by is Sister Crone. Obviously she's brand new, but I'm still interested to see how another adult will fit into this story. There are a couple of things I'm not a huge fan of at this time. The first one being some of the art direction. There are some times when I think the art direction is really cool, such as the demons, for example. They feel very Miyazaki-esque. I think I'd find them in Spirited Away or something. They just feel like a very nice stylistic choice. But then on the flip side, I'm really not a huge fan of the hair design. It doesn't really matter in the long run, right? It's just hair. It's not like it's going to make me stop watching the show. But the way some of these characters just have a random curls or physics-defining hair is something I'm not a huge fan of. And I know, it's literally anime. This kind of hair is very common. But in a show that feels kind of realistic, it just feels a bit out of place, For instance, imagine if Attack on Titan or Full Metal Alchemist had some hair like this. It wouldn't ruin the show or anything. It would just feel very out of place for the rest of the aesthetics. That's how I feel about the hair in The Promised Neverland as well. And obviously this is only after the first 2 episodes, so maybe that'll change as we learn more about the world. Speaking of the world, this is another thing I'm pretty interested in. Right now I am getting very slight Attack on Titan vibes, probably because of the giant wall and, people getting eaten. And obviously the Laura Tybert cameo as well. But I really hope that we get to see some of the Demon City and more of what's behind the wall. Overall, I'm very excited to see what the show brings over the next 10 episodes. I've heard that what happens after those 10 episodes is, terrible, but for now I'll just hold on to hope, Maybe season 2 won't be as bad as everyone says. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.